Yeah, I'm launching a second tractor just so I don't mess up my docking when I get to the ferry. I'm gonna move both fuel cells with their own ferry, or with their own tractor, I should say. I just wanted to point out that all three of my Kerbins, or my Kerbals, they're all freaking out. Apparently, they don't like flying with this much thrust behind them. 2.5 to 1, 2.8, sorry, yeah, 2.6 thrust to weight ratio. They don't like that many G's. They're gonna deal with it, but sorry, guys. We'll skip over there a little bit faster. A little bit faster. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to dock this manually. And we're going to dock it on the bottom. If we can determine which side is the bottom. Now, you do have monopropellant. Why aren't you working? Oh, there we go. I just had to hit a key and then it decided to pick up for me. We'll turn off our strut guns. I'm not sure where we're controlling from, so which side is the top? Okay, there's Jeb. There is Jebediah. We are going to connect to here. Set as target. Control from here, activate docking camera. And away we go. Chase cam. Do as much of it without RCS as we can, just to spare it, and we might, well, I'm not sure why we need to spare it. We have 12 tanks of it 55 meters away. Slow down that spin a little bit. Oh, aim down a little bit. I'm using the it's like an ILS, the crosshairs on the laser docking cam. We'll translate a little bit. Now, how are we doing? We do need to get a little bit. Yeah, there we go. We're not particularly well balanced, that's okay. I could turn on ASAS, but yeah, we'll do that. Keep us lined up a little bit. I'm flying completely by docking cam for the moment, but I'm going to switch to eyeballing it once I get lined up so that I can rotate and get these lined up. We're not actually lined up that poorly right now. We'll give that a shot. I'm going to use the crosshairs and see if I can get, I lined it up by eye, but now I'm going to use the crosshairs and get one of those light fixtures lined up with the crosshairs, like vertically. And we're getting a little bit away from it. We don't need to do that. Rotate a little bit more. A little bit more, right there. Now we're not inclined, or we're lined up very well actually. Slow down just a little tiny bit as we get closer. One more quick save in case we explode horribly when we dock. Nope, that's very horrible. Yeah, I'm not sure how I got so far out of line. I must have, yeah, I did that very bad. Okay, we'll do that again off camera. So we'll be back in a few minutes. This went really quickly. We're just coming back in for the dock now. I'm 45 degrees off, so my quantum struts will not line up very well. They'll line up from the tractor, but the fuel tank quantum struts won't line up. Turn off SAS and RCS. This is just gonna be lovely. There we go. Yeah, now our thrusters are lined up much better. Almost perfect. Now, lights. Struts. Good, it lines up, it comes into contact with the orange tank instead of the RCS tanks, which could be a problem sometimes when they line up very poorly. If you notice, Mechanical Jeb says I have 500 meters per second of delta V. It's not accurate. When I fire these engines, it will draw fuel from these tanks and then the orange tank, so it probably closer to 12,000 delta V currently. So it sounds like a lot, but it's a pretty heavy load. We're 228 tons right now with 6 nuclear engines. It'll take a long time to burn that. Jeb doesn't, I'm not sure why, but it doesn't count cross-feed tanks sometimes when you're docked. So we're gonna go ahead and do our rendezvous with the ferry. Or we're gonna let I shouldn't say we. Jebediah is going to go ahead and do that rendezvous, and I am going to skip it. I'll be back after it's done.